Hello, my name is Zoila Mandujano, and I'd like to introduce you to my capstone project, the Palm Imaging Center Integration. I would like to thank and acknowledge my husband, my children, and mother who have been very supportive throughout this whole time. They have unconditional support and encouragement from me. Thank you so much. The Palm Imaging Integration Project involves the Imaging Center Palm Imaging Institute in the city of Colton that's in the process of being purchased by the Loma Linda University Family Medical Group and the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Pavarini. And he has asked Mike Hammond, who is a Director of Imaging Informatics, to create a link in order for images and labs, test results, reports to be transferred over to the Loma Linda Sachs Clinic. A little bit about Palm Imaging. Palm Imaging was established in 1994. It's a really big hub for patients that come from the Sachs Clinic. They can get about 14 different type of exams done from MRI, CT, X-ray. It's in the process of being purchased by the Loma Linda University Family Medical Group, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pavarini, and on his request, there is a need to link images to the Sachs Clinic from that facility, and all they need is to finalize the purchase of the contract to initiate the project. Image integration. Our current state between the two facilities is there isn't a communication between Loma Linda Sachs Clinic and Palm Imaging. Images are not able to cross over for physicians at Sachs clinics to you. Physicians will be able to view images, improve patient care, and start them on treatment much sooner if they're able to view these images quickly. So how do we do this? Throw images down a warp portal and voila. Due to the HITECH Act and meaningful use, EHRs, or electronic medical records, are able to store vast amounts of information on patients. Here you see an electronic medical record of a patient. But how do you view images on this record? You would have to create a link, a hyperlink, to allow the communication between these two facilities. A link that is safe, that will keep patient information private and not easily hacked. Therefore, linking these two facilities is important and is a desired outcome. By creating a URL link, it can authenticate, keep patient information safe and private, adhering to HIPAA laws, and also the need to create and establish patient parameters that if they are not all met, the physician will not be able to see the images at Sachs Clinic. They will not cross over unless all parameters are met. This slide shows documents or deliverables that I worked on during the project, knowing the departments involved for the IS department resources, The departments involved on the left, who are involved in the project, were determined at the IDT meeting and who will and will not participate. So the total amount of hours involved for the IS department and the resources needed is about 110 hours. And each department, they have a breakdown of how many hours potentially are needed to work on their part of the project. Palm Imaging also has a professional service fee for their end to merge and link the information images from their end to Sachs Clinic, and that totals about $3,750. The initial capital cost for the IS labor is about $7,638, along with potential contingency funds is about $1,146. Altogether, the overall total cost would be a little over $12,000. Careful considerations and risks should be considered because at this point there's no need for HL7. There should be an established parameters for what type of patient information will be used to trigger the data to be transferred from Sachs to Palm Imaging and vice versa. And that is deemed by the HIM department. Most importantly, the contract should be finalized by legal with the purchase of the property. We cannot move further unless that is finalized. And also potential upgrades on the Palm Imaging end with their PACS system will trigger the system at Loma Linda to meet the upgrades, meet the standards for communication as well, therefore increasing the cost of the project. Potential outcome due to the pandemic interruption. So due to the pandemic and halting all hospital procedures, projects, and transactions, a hypothetical next step would have been, according to Mr. Mike Hammond, was to execute the contract and able to share the medical record across the continuum of care. Would have to have the Epic EMR team create a button, also create the URL to grab the bits of information needed to have the patient information shared across the two facilities. It would launch a merge PACS system, log on the system and have the patient information in context. The HIM team would have established what identifiers to use and that need to be matched exactly to retrieve the data and the images, which are last name, first name, date of birth, sex, last four of the social, and the patient's zip code. Once those are met, the buttons will be able to link information and share that across the continuum, and doctors will be able to see images of the patient's exams done at the facility. This is an excellent idea, and I believe it would improve patient care and allow doctors to treat patients a lot more quickly, or start them on treatments, or stop treatment, whatever is needed to care for this patient and provide a good outcome. Well, thank you for taking the time and viewing the PowerPoint. A few things I would have done different is, of course, finish the project through and spend more time using project management tools that Loma Linda has to familiarize myself more and understand how to move the project forward, and assign assignments to other individuals. But it was a wonderful experience. I enjoyed very much. Everybody I came across and contacted during the process were amazing. They were helpful and wonderful people. Thank you.